Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, she went from college basketball star
She got a scholarship. We're talking A student, right?
to a sugar baby party girl.
It's a lot more common with college students than anyone realizes.
I would rather have my life than yours. You live in a small house.
Yeah, and you're prostituting yourself.
I'm not prostituting. It's not sex for money.
What's it for?
For your time,
What are you getting out of it?
money.
Dr. Phil might be a good sugar daddy. He probably has a lot of connections.
Yeah, I got a lot of connections. One of them is the woman I've been married to for 40 years. And she would drop you like a 100-pound rock. Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, 19-year-old Kalli was not only a star basketball player, but also an A student who was the first of her siblings to attend college. But after a few semesters, she started drinking, doing drugs, and partying. Now, Kalli told her family that her behavior was all part of just normal college life. A few months ago, Kalli did something else that she also considers part of the college experience. She used a popular app to create a sugar baby profile where she admits to accepting money and gifts from men in exchange for, well, her time. Not only did Kalli's new lifestyle rub her sister Taylor and her mother Michelle the wrong way, but they say they became even more concerned after Kalli shared disturbing fantasies about wanting to tie up coworkers who were mean to her and then hear them scream for their lives. So Taylor sent me an email asking for help because she fears Kalli is going to wind up dead.
Kalli had it all.
I started playing basketball when I was in about 5th grade and realized how good I was at it. It was kind of like a natural talent.
Kalli's a sophomore studying broadcast journalism. She went to college to play basketball with a scholarship.
Her future was so bright.
6 months ago, I told my family that I was a sugar baby.
At first, I really didn't think she was serious. She told me about one guy she met who gave her $200 for just having lunch with him.
I feel heartbroken, sick to my stomach.
I think my family is just completely overreacting to all of this. I'm an attractive young lady, so I'm using what I have to my advantage. If people are willing to pay to spend time with them, plus I get a free meal, I'm gonna do it.
I have no idea if she's sleeping with these guys.
You look like a prostitute.
It's not a prostitute. I only had sex with one married man.
That's disgusting.
If I'm gonna hook up with someone for free, I might as well get money for it.
I don't think Kalli realizes the danger. She could be raped, she could be killed, she could be kidnapped.
Since my sister became a sugar baby, she's a completely different person. Her grades have dropped. She skips a lot of classes.
I quit playing college basketball. It was just too demanding. I smoke weed pretty much every day, and it just wasn't really worth being on the team anymore.
All Kalli wants to do is party. A few weeks ago, I got a text from Kalli telling me she had done a hit of acid, smoked some weed, did some cocaine. On top of what she did, she drove herself home.
We all had no idea where you were or what you were doing. I literally was sitting there crying because I thought that you were dead.
It's not my fault that you guys are doing that. I just wish my mom and my sister would stop worrying about me. It's not like I'm addicted or I have a problem because I know when to stop. I totally know my limits.
My fear is when she leaves for the night, that will be the last time that I see her.
Okay, she was a student, basketball player, and a good one, right?
Yeah.
She got a scholarship, and she's studying broadcast journalism.
Yep.
So why this? I mean, was she hurting for money?
I think it was easy, it was fast, and it was a lot. She could get what she would make at a gym in a day compared to a week. She's always had a problem with authority, So doing it this way, she could kind of, in her eyes, do it on her terms.
Yeah, but you say now she's constantly partying.
Yeah.
Yeah. She skipped her exams last week.
Yeah.
That's big.
She's now a C student, right?
Yeah.
And when she told you this, was she like, hate to say it, but, or was she laughing about it?
It was kind of a brag, like, all I had to do was have dinner with this man and I got $200, or I just met him for coffee and I got all this cash.
Well, you said you don't know what's going on. You don't know what she's really doing with these guys.
No, anytime she's talked to me about it, it's they've met for coffee, dinner, lunch.
Right. So they're giving her $700 for coffee.
Yeah, that's what I'm told.
Before the show, our producers taped Kalli reading an email from one of her coffee buddies to her mom. There was something especially disturbing about this, so take a look.
The Sugar Daddy, is it a website or an app?
It's just like an app. It is a website too, but I just use the app. Okay, a message. Wow, you are very cute and very intriguing. I'm fun, adventurous, and a very sexual person. I'm looking for something ongoing with just one person, maybe once a week or so. I would treat you like a princess. I do have a spot where we can meet. I want an arrangement that is very fun, very hot. I'm an unselfish lover. And I'll tell you up front, thigh highs, garter belts, and heels make my knees weak. I do hope we get to talk further.
So these are all arrangements. How many do you have?
2 like steady ones right now, but I've hung out with
So when you say steady, does that mean you're kind of like their property?
No, we're in an arrangement.
Okay, what stuck out to me about that is you're interviewing her like you're taking an application for an apartment or something. So how many cities? And what do you... She just read you an email exchange where he says, I'm a great lover, seeing people in all of this lingerie makes my knees go weak. This is your daughter
That makes me
talking
sick.
to a John.
I felt sick to my stomach.
Good.
I'm
glad. I want that to bother you.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Well, let's look at a text message from Kalli to Michelle and Taylor. This was from a sugar baby date. Kalli, bro, this sugar daddy is smoking me out. Ha, ha, ha. He owns like a big warehouse and he has like we can't really even FCC fill that in. Michelle, so you're in an empty warehouse with this guy? Taylor, shaking my head. Michelle, right. Taylor, hopefully he didn't lace the weed because you have no one to help you and no one knows where you are. What did you think when you read that?
I panicked, especially because that first text that she sent, she stopped mid-word, like she didn't finish what she was going to say, and then she didn't respond, like after that.
Well, I was at home preparing for this show a few nights ago, and I was reading this, and I told Robin, you got to come around here and read this. And you know what my reaction was? It was the reaction I get when you're watching Friday the 13th and they go down the stairway of the house into the basement, and you're saying, you can't be that dumb. Get in the car and leave. They're going down the dark stairway into the basement. Like, who writes this stuff? Nobody would actually do that.
Yeah.
Nobody would actually go into a warehouse with a stranger and nobody know where you are. Who would do that?
Right.
Your daughter. This is a photo of Kalli showing the money totaling $300 that she made on the date that she went on with her sugar daddy this day. Kalli says sex was exchanged that night.
Yeah.
She's here and claims her family just doesn't understand her college lifestyle. Like, I don't know what college I went to, but we'll find out why she says this sugar baby stuff is no big deal. Because she's going to come out here next and tell us why this is just all okay.
Being a sugar baby is very lucrative, all tax-free money. I am a sugar baby, but in my mind, it's just really not that big of a deal. It's a lot more common with college students than anyone realizes.
And later,
I would rather have my life than yours. Like, you were a teen mom, you have 2 kids, you live in a small house. Like,
Yeah,
you don't have
and you're
a car,
prostituting
I have a
yourself.
car.
I was working at a gym and I completely hated that job. I was making $8 an hour cleaning treadmills, but now I'm making like $200 an hour doing what I want to do.
She was fired because she contacted one of the members who she asked to be her sugar daddy.
He was very cute and he always came in, nice clothes, tie, suit, so I assumed that he had a lot of money. In my opinion, being a sugar baby is way easier than working some minimum wage job. You know, if you have the resources, then use them.
well, 19-year-old Kalli is a college student with good grades on a basketball scholarship, but has admittedly thrown it all away for the party lifestyle as a sugar baby, a young woman who dates usually older men for money and gifts. Take a look.
I am a sugar baby, but in my mind, it's just really not that big of a deal. It's a lot more common with college students than anyone realizes. If you think I'm a prostitute, I'm not, because I'm still very selective about sugar daddies that I choose. Prostitutes are not. It's not just like a random hookup with a stranger. I am only 19 years old, but my profile says I'm 21 because if guys see you're of drinking age, then they're more interested. I always meet people in public first, and the first meeting is usually for coffee, dinner, or lunch. I'm super careful before being alone with them. Like, I would watch a lot of movies about like people getting kidnapped and people being stupid and making stupid decisions that it showed me, don't do that. I've only been scared once. One time I was at this guy's house and we were smoking weed in his garage. I got these really weird vibes from him, so I just took off. I do have standards, men that are all at least 6 foot, an athletic build, age-wise 30s, unless they were like really cute or had like a lot to offer. I just won't hang out with some old crusty person. Yes, I have had sex with guys. When it comes to sex, I am super safe and I always use protection. Being a sugar baby is very lucrative, all tax-free money. I bought clothes, shoes, I get my nails done, pay off my credit cards. One guy sent me $700 and I hadn't even met him yet. We went to his house, drank, sat in his hot tub, and I slept with this guy. My family is making such a big deal out of this.
I'm getting money.
Yeah, by opening your legs.
My sister Taylor considered it. She made a profile, but she never followed through with it. My mom tells me, you're 18, you do what you want, but she doesn't want to hear about it. The way I look at it, everyone has to do things that they don't like at their jobs. But being a sugar baby, it's working for me.
Okay. Now, I'm your best friend. Talk me into doing this. I'm not Phil, I'm Phyllis. And we know each other. I'm Phyllis. Talk me into doing this.
Well, literally all you have to do is just get on the app, look hot, and you just get like free money. I mean, any other like sugar baby that says that they don't actually sleep with them is it's lying. And I have not slept with all of them and still got money for it, but if you're actually continuously doing it, then you have to sleep with them.
Okay, I got to write this down because I want to be sure I've got the formula here. All you got to do is get on the app, right?
Yes.
You got to look hot, and then you get free money.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's all there is
Well,
to...
I mean, you gotta like message them and like build a relationship with them.
Yeah, you gotta
like,
work them.
Yeah.
Okay. This is Kalli's sugar baby profile. She says, 21. You're not. I'm an educated, fun college student studying communications journalism. I want to be a news reporter after college, so don't be surprised when you see me on TV. Here you are. only looking for a man who has something to offer. I've had successful sugar relationships in the past, so I know what I'm worth. Don't expect me to meet at your house on the first date. Not going to happen. I have some very unique ideas on how to have a great relationship with my daddy. Message me to find out. So what do you do? What are you willing to do? What won't you do? Let's start there.
I wouldn't have a threesome. Some of them have asked that before. Would you care to involve another girl? But no, I'm not gonna do anything like that. I'm just traditional with it, I guess.
You're a traditional sugar baby.
Yeah.
And this is your fake ID, right?
Yeah.
You didn't want me to have this because you thought I might not give it back to you?
Uh-huh.
And you have been drinking, right?
Yeah.
And doing some drugs?
Yeah.
And some acid?
Yeah.
And some extra.
Taylor.
I don't do it anymore. You can drug test me right now. My life is so much more fulfilling than yours.
What I'm saying.
What do you have?
I would rather have my life than yours. You were a teen mom. You have 2 kids. You live in a small house.
Yeah, and you're prostituting yourself.
Car. So I'm not prostituting.
You are.
You are. So I'm gonna have sex with them regardless, and might as well get paid for it.
And how is that not prostitution?
It's just not prostitution. It's not.
Coming up, we're going to meet Karen, which is Kalli's grandmother, who says her daughter Michelle's bad parenting is what has caused Kalli's bad behavior.
Part of the reason that Kalli finds this so acceptable, she has not had any rules. My daughter, Michelle, I don't know that parenting was her #1 priority. Kalli takes this as such a joke, she's even going to ask Dr. Phil to be her sugar daddy.
And later,
You have a sister that we just buried 2 years ago, and you think this is okay?
When you would put us through that again, that is so selfish, and that literally makes me want to hit you right now. I'm not even kidding.
Sometimes doing bad things or things I know I shouldn't do gives me a really big adrenaline rush that is just so exciting.
She likes to steal clothes and makeup from stores and then text me photos of what she's taken.
I've tried talking to Kalli. Those stores have cameras.
I know what I'm doing. It's just this incredible rush when you walk out of the doors of the store knowing that you just took something and didn't get caught for it.
What my sister needs to know is that sooner or later she's going to get caught. She's playing with fire.
well, 19-year-old Kalli says she not only gets a rush from shoplifting, but also admits she's a sugar baby and loves it. Now, she does not understand why Sister Taylor and Mother Michelle are concerned with her dating and having sex with older men for money, financial perks, gifts. Her grandmother, Karen, partially agrees. Karen says while she's extremely afraid of her granddaughter's risky lifestyle, she puts the bulk of the blame on her daughter, Michelle's alleged bad parenting.
When I found out, I was shocked. I had to get on Google and even read about what sugar babies and sugar daddies are.
This sugar baby thing has me terrified. You're cute, and why wouldn't somebody just snag you?
If sex is involved of any kind, it's prostitution.
No, Grandma, I am not a prostitute.
Having sex with a random man that you don't know for money.
They're not random, no.
Are you having sex with these people?
I have had sex with some.
She gets caught as a prostitute, there's her whole future. She wants to be a broadcast journalist, and that's the end of that.
I just want to tell my grandma, let me make my own decisions.
Part of the reason that Kalli finds this so acceptable, she has not had any rules. My daughter, Michelle, I don't know that parenting was her #1 priority.
My mom thinks that I'm not a good mother.
My daughter, Michelle, introduced Kalli to marijuana when she was 15 or 16 years old. She gave Kalli alcohol and took her to parties.
I've never partied with my kids. That's something I wouldn't do.
My mom and I smoke pot together every night. When it comes to my mom, she's basically my best friend.
Kalli takes this as such a joke, she's even going to ask Dr. Phil to be her sugar daddy.
Dr. Phil might be a good sugar daddy because he has his own TV show, so probably has a lot of money. Probably has a lot of connections for what I want to do in life.
I just hope that Dr. Phil can get through to her, that this is a real come to Jesus moment for her.
Yeah, I got a lot of connections. One of them is the woman I've been married to for 40 years. I've been married to her for 40 years, and she would drop you like a 100-pound rock.
But wait.
What are you saying out there?
I said, that's right, baby. This is real.
Yeah. Listen, Karen, you're as concerned about this, independent of what you think of the genesis. You think bad parenting, being a friend instead of a mother, lack of supervision, or whatever. We might talk about that in a minute, but let's fast forward to where we are. What do you think about what she's doing?
I think it's horrible. I think it's just horrible. It's terrible.
Are you ever worried or concerned for your safety?
No. Well, because I do stuff to make sure I'm gonna be safe. Like whenever I go on a date, I have my location always shared with my best friends, and
That just means they'll find your body. That doesn't mean that you're safe. That just means they'll find you after you're dead.
I mean, I think I would not be dead.
So you have a sister that we just buried 2 years ago from a heroin overdose, and you think this is okay?
Yeah, to me it is.
You saw how Jasmine dying affected all of us, even you, and you would put us through that again. That is so selfish, and that literally makes me want to hit you right now. I'm not even kidding.
You were the one that stood there by her casket. You did not leave her casket. You did her eulogy, and you were so sad. There, look at your sister. Look at your sister. Look.
I can see it.
We buried her.
Yeah, I know. God has a plan for everything. So if he has a plan that next week I'm going to die when I go on a date, then hey, so be it. But something,
so you honestly
something's
think
going to
God
happen.
you think God is sending these sugar daddies to you?
Well, maybe he is.
Maybe God sent you here. Kalli has talked about some very disturbing, violent fantasies. I want to hear what her thinking is about that when we come back.
Kalli has been talking about these really strange, bizarre murder, torture fantasies.
Closed captioning provided by...
My sister has a really dark side.
Kalli has been talking about these really strange, bizarre murder, torture fantasies.
When someone really makes me mad, I just want to tie them up. I want them to beg me to let them go. You don't want to mess with me.
When Kalli was younger, we had an aquarium and the fish kept dying.
I just really wanted to dissect them. I put them in really hot water and really cold water. I put one of them on the frying pan. I poured nail polish in the fish tank and killed all of the fish. Basically, you just don't want to make me mad. If you don't cross that line, then everything will be fine.
My fear is that one day my sister will get so mad that she won't be able to control it, and she may do something serious.
Tell me why that is a satisfying fantasy to you.
Just having that power, being in control of someone.
Is part of the attraction of being a sugar baby the power involved in it? That you're pursued, that you're sought after, that people are willing to pay you money to be with you, and
Yeah, I mean, being a sugar baby does make me feel powerful.
because you can demand and command that people pay you. Kind of like the fantasies of holding people captive and them having to beg you and bow down to you. So what are you so mad about?
I don't know.
What makes you mad?
If someone does something that trying to embarrass me or just be rude to me in front of people.
Puts you down.
Yeah.
Disrespects you in some way. Mm-hmm. Would you ever be on that list of disrespecting yourself?
No.
You are right now by taking money, using your body as a tool.
I mean, if I'm giving it, might as well.
But you don't believe that exchanging sex for money is prostitution?
It's not sex for money. It's you're exchanging a companionship for money, because I'm not just sitting there going to have sex at their house. Like, we're going on dates, building relationships with each other. So no, it's not sex for money.
I can roll the tape back. When you first came out here, you said anybody that tells you they're in this situation as a sugar baby, and they tell you that they're not having sex for money is lying.
I didn't say it tells you that they're not having sex for money. I said if they tell you they're not having sex with sugar daddies, they're lying. If they're long-term sugar babies, I guarantee that they're eventually having sex with them. But I'm not.
For?
It's not sex. It's not for money.
What's
so I'm not saying it.
What's it for?
For your time, for being there talking to them. Like most of them.
What are you getting out of it?
Money. And it's not even that. Like some of them, like they have like connections and can help you like get placed in life. So, and like your sugar daddies like respect you way more and want to see you succeed than someone like they would to a prostitute.
Well, here's a text message between you and a guy talking about money. That's the best I'll do. If it's a deal breaker, sorry, just let me know. Kalli, what do you mean a deal breaker? LOL. Friend, for the 170 and only sending that pic. Okay, I'll do 200.
Well, I didn't meet with him, but I had met him before. This wasn't the first time we met. We actually had met and had dinner before, and he's giving me that much. But I mean, he's actually cute, so that's why he would only have to pay that much.
This sounds to me like a negotiation.
And Mom, that's annoying that you just went in my laptop and got my messages, so you were lying about that.
Worried about
She
you.
got your laptop because we thought you were dead, and she was trying to track your location.
When I asked you so many times, why'd you get my laptop? You're like, I didn't get in your laptop.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't feel like fighting with you
Are
about
you
it.
not negotiating here?
No, we're not. I don't see how I'm negotiating back. He might be, but I didn't reply after yes or no. That's why it's cut off there.
And you're negotiating over $30? And you don't think that's demeaning? So, I mean, hell, go big or go home.
I guarantee the ones that you're having sex with, if you stopped, they would stop talking to you and stop giving you money.
Well,
is that not getting money for sex? Are
She
you not
knows the
getting money
answer to
for
that
sex?
question. Closed captioning provided by. When you look at the legal definition of a prostitute, according to the law, it's very simple. A male or female who promiscuously engages in sexual activity for hire, regardless of whether the hire is paid directly to the prostitute or to their agent, a madam or a pimp.
I mean, I just don't think it is. I don't know.
And then in the state of Kentucky, specifically, a person is guilty of prostitution when he engages in or agrees or offers to engage in sexual conduct with another person in return for a fee.
When I first started getting on the app, I never was having sex with them. I was like, I'm not ever gonna have sex with them. And I mean, I just kind of recently started to do that. I don't
You just
know.
recently started providing sex for a fee?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, well, no. Not sex for a fee, because it's not like I go to their house and have sex and they're like, here's cash, because most of them like will do just like a monthly allowance or like a weekly allowance, or just send it on PayPal or something. But it's not just like right after we have sex, here is money for thanks for the sex.
But I guarantee the ones that you're having sex with, if you stopped, they would stop talking to you and stop giving you money.
Having sex with them?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably, because I started in the first place.
So is that not getting money for sex? If they stopped giving you money, if you stopped having sex with them, are
She
you not
knows
getting
the
money
answer
for
to that
sex?
question. You know, here's the thing. You said it's very simple. You just have to get on the app, but there's more to it than that. You also have to get on your back. And you said you have to look hot. You said you have to look hot, but then you also have to deliver because they aren't just window shoppers. And you said there's free money, and trust me, it's not free because the cost is your character. And you're not worried about your safety, but let me tell you something. Epidemiological studies tell us that sex workers, call it prostitute, not whatever you want to call it, rape and murder among sex workers, rape and murder, 50 times higher than the next highest occupation. And the next highest occupation is working in a liquor store at night.
Which is why I did not tell you that I got in your laptop, because I knew you would change your password and I wouldn't be able to get back in. Well, see, so now what happens if you go missing? I have no way to find out where you're at.
It astounds me that I just made that point and you want to change the subject talking about a laptop. Wow. Kalli says she's pretty close with her mom, but she says her father, Mo, is too strict and overreacts to everything she does. Well, we're going to hear what he has to say about what I've had to say when we come back.
I feel like when I was growing up, I didn't get much parenting from my mom. I feel like there's a lot of similarities with how I was raised and how I raised my kids. The girl's father, Mo, and I have been divorced for about 5 years. Mo and I had very different parenting styles. Mo is much more strict and controlling.
Kalli's father, Mo, joins us via Polycom. He says things would be different if he had custody of Kalli. Mo, you've been listening to the show all along, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You've heard everything I've had to say. What do you have to say?
Well, first I'd like to say I appreciate you taking the time to explain to Kalli some of your views on what's right and what's wrong. When I sit here and I watch this show, I can't believe that some of the things that I'm hearing that you do. It's such a disappointment because you have so much potential. You have so much potential to do good in this world, and this is what you decide to do. I would do anything for you, and you know that. You and I had the best relationship ever for father-daughter. And to sit here and hear these things today, it devastates me. I'm not going to place the blame on your mom any longer. The blame goes on me. What do I need to do to be a better father for you? Because I feel like I'm failing you as your father. You can't continue to do this, Kalli. You can't continue to live this way. You have too much to offer this world than to lay on your back for some man for some money. And Michelle, please forgive me for blaming you for all the things that I blamed you for in the past. I have failed as a father because my daughter should not be doing the things that she's doing to this day. And Dr. Phil, please give my apologies to your wife for my daughter saying that you could possibly be her sugar daddy. That's very disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Well, Mo, I hear you and I appreciate what you're saying. And the point is that Kalli makes the choices, but none of us ever get through parenting our children. And Kalli's entire family came here today to influence her to get back on track. And I'm actually going to take a break right now, and I'm going to ask this entire family to go backstage and leave me alone here with Kalli for the last few minutes that we have here, and let me talk to her one-on-one after the break. And I'm going to tell her what I think and why, and then we're going to be done. We'll be right back. Closed captioning provided by... I do want to tell you a couple of things to think about. I think you're taking high-risk behaviors at this point because you're either in a lot of pain or you've gone really numb. And I definitely think your sister's death had an effect on you that I don't think you're through grieving yet. And I think you've been really frightened of being hurt. And I just want you to think about this. If I see somebody doing something that is clearly demeaning or degrading or less than, I know one thing for sure, and that is that's what they believe they deserve. And if I see you out performing sex on some guy for a deposit in your PayPal account or a couple of $100 or a free meal, the first thing that comes to my mind is that's what you think you're worth, which tells me that your personal truth, your self-image, your self-worth are damaged. Because if you felt about yourself the way you should, you wouldn't let someone violate you in that way. Am I lying to you?
No.
You don't have a problem with drugs, alcohol. You don't have a problem with any of the things in your life that have become habitual. You can just make some different choices. And I'll help you do that in any way necessary. If you need somebody privately to talk to, I'll arrange that for you. I'll do whatever's necessary. You need a life coach to get back on track? I'll help you with that, if and when you ask for it.
Thank you.
Fair enough?
Mm-hmm.
That's your fake ID. You do with that as you will. All right, we all hope Kalli does well. Now, before we go, I have a question for the audience. Everyone wants to look their best, and in some cases look younger, right? Yeah. All right. Well, my wife Robin may have exactly what you're looking for in her luxury skincare collection, Robin McGraw Revelation, which you can find at robinmcgrawrevelation.com, right?
Yes, several weeks ago, I launched my collection with 14 new products. And ladies, thank you for making it an extraordinary success. Philip asked if you want to look younger, and really, who doesn't? So if your skin looks tired, dull, and dry, then you really must try my Plump Perfecting Moisturizer. Hydrated skin equals youth. This is a daily moisturizer that drenches your skin with the hydration it really needs without ever feeling heavy. And everyone in the audience today is getting your own hydrated skin equals youth.
And you don't have to wait because your gift from Robin is right under your chair. All right? Now, to order any or all of her luxury skincare collection, just go to robinmcgrawrevelation.com. robinmcgrawrevelation.com. We'll see you next time.